Niche will get you rich. Have you guys ever heard of this? Everybody knows what a niche is, right? Okay, so in my book, I talk about, I'm a huge believer of niches. Okay, and the reason I'm a believer in niches is simply because, here's an example. Brain surgeon on average makes $700,000. A general practitioner on average makes $300,000. What's the difference? Right? One is diversified. It's doing anywhere from, a cough to a common cold. One is very specific. It's a very specific trade. Right? If you get brain cancer, you're going to want to find the best brain surgeon. Right? The staff that works for that brain surgeon is highly skilled in this one trade. The operating room, the equipment, everything, right? There's super value in niche. So what are some of those values in a niche? Well, the tighter you get your positioning, the more simplified your processes are. I promise you, if you're a bigger business right now and you're doing a multitude of things, you have a lot of processes, right? And those processes have evolved over the years, and some of them probably aren't even relevant anymore. And they're slowing you down, they're costing your money. So it simplifies processes. You get to now have market leader content. If you're doing one thing really, really well, guess what? You're going to have more case studies. You're going to have more results. You're going to be able to be the market leader and write a white paper about it. You're going to have more press about it. You see what I'm getting at? The tighter you are, the more opportunity you have to evangelize your brand. You can acquire top talent. Listen, if you're a marketing agency and you want the best SEO hire, right? Good luck if you do billboards, TV, and you do SEO, and you do PR, and all this other shit, right? But if you are the best SEO firm, guess where the best SEO team member wants to work? At that best SEO firm. So by being tighter and more niche, you're going to get better talent. You're going to have better delivery. Right? If you're doing one thing really, really well, you're going to be able to deliver it better. You're going to have more proof, better results, higher enterprise value. Right? I've sold a couple companies. Looks like the people in this room that I've talked to have done the same. If you understand the word enterprise value, this gets you more. The tighter you are, the more niche you are, the more value you have upon an exit. Right? And there's more profit. Right? You typically can run leaner. Your margins get better. It's just, the concept here going inch wide and a mile deep at what you do, right? And that simply is by repositioning who you are and becoming market leader. So here's an example of a niche. So this is one of my clients, they're a private jet company. So VerityJet is my client on the left, and it's hard to read here, and one of their competitors on the right. So we'll start with the one on the right. When you land on their homepage, and this is just an example, they just show a jet and then they have a list of just multiple services from delivery to brokerage to factory to cleaning to renting pilots. Like it's just multitude of things, right? But if you're in the market and you have the money and you want to buy a mid-sized jet and you come here and it says VerityJet Group is the authority in light to mid-size aircraft transaction, buy your jet or sell your jet, right? It's just simple. But these guys do the same thing. But they've taken a stand. They said, you know what? We're going to own mid and light size aircrafts, and we're going to be the authority at that. Now listen, if somebody wants to buy a G5, they're going to sell it, right? But they are positioning themselves as the market leader. They are positioning themselves to win, right? This is a big part of growth culture. And more importantly, they are clearly communicating, and I talked about this all the time. How do you have market leader positioning unless you know who you are, what you do, what proof you have, and why clients love you? I bet right now you couldn't articulate this well to me now in your company. And if I walked into and talked to 10 different employees, I would get 10 different answers. And this is simple stuff, right? Hone in tight who you are, what you do, what proof you have, and why clients love it. Tight, tight, tight. Very niche, market specific. Does that make sense? Okay? And then once you understand who you are, what you do, what proof you have, and why clients love you, this is a great exercise. I do this with clients all the time because it's a big self-reflection, right? It's like your own SWOT analysis. Then you have to now build these market leader content assets. Okay, back to where is my money? We're in the business to generate and get more clients, grow them, retain them, right? So you have to evangelize more customer results, reviews, testimonials, case studies, interviews within that niche, that market leader positioning. You need to build credibility assets. Do you have awards? How many years have you been in business? What's the number of staff? What number of projects have you completed? Number of locations, press, thought leadership. You know, are you in Forrester? Are you in Gartner? Have you written white papers? Why should I buy from you? Why are you the market leader? Why are you the authority? Do you have intellectual property? Is it faster, cheaper? Do you have a service or a process or a piece of tech that is better than the competitors? Is it a culture thing, which we're talking about today? Are your people better because they're swimming in the Kool-Aid, which we're going to talk about in a little bit, and they're providing more value like the guy that sold my truck? Video, 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 video. I don't know if you guys recognize video is pretty important, right? I brought my own video guy because guess what? I'm going to cut this into 50 pieces of content and I'm going to put it out there on video. We are living in an age, by 2020, 87% of the content that will be viewed online is video. If you don't have a video game, you're in trouble. Then how do you take this content and position it? Here's an example. My client, boom, they wrote a book on or it's like a white paper, take the guesswork out of buying a jet. They've got multiple client testimonials. They did an amazing video that's emotional and talks about mid to light size jets. They have facts that back up why you should work with them. And then they put 4 core values, which we'll talk about here in a minute, that are all customer facing that differentiate them. Okay? So now if someone is in the market to buy a $5 million jet and they do a Google search and they come across the other company or Verity, who has positioned themselves as the authority in mid to light size aircrafts in the $5 million range, and have provided all of this market leader positioning and content, the odds of them getting that account skyrocket.